Welcome to Bible Breakdown, where we bring Bible to life by powerful cinematic storytelling. Imagine being betrayed by your own family, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison, only to rise and become the second most powerful man in the world. This is the incredible story of Joseph, a man who went from the pit to the palace, proving that God's plan always prevails. But how did he survive the betrayal? How did he endure years of suffering and still remain faithful? And most importantly, how did he become the Prime Minister of Egypt? Stay with me to uncover one of the most powerful Bible stories of all time. 1. Joseph's birth and background, a child of destiny, Genesis 30. 22-24, Genesis 37, 3-4. Joseph was the son of Jacob and Rachel, born into a family of 12 brothers. But from the start, he was different. His father loved him more than his brothers, giving him a special coat of many colors, a symbol of favor and destiny. However, favor often comes with opposition. His brothers grew jealous, especially when Joseph began having prophetic dreams, visions of his future where he saw himself ruling over them, Genesis 37, 5-11. Little did he know that his dreams would cost him everything. 2. The betrayal sold for silver, Genesis 37, 18-28. One day, Joseph's brothers saw him coming and plotted to kill him. But instead of murdering him, they threw him into a pit and later sold him to Midianite traders for 20 pieces of silver, the price of a common slave. His brothers then lied to their father, making it seem like Joseph was killed by a wild animal. Meanwhile, Joseph was dragged away to Egypt, his dreams shattered, or so it seemed. 3. Joseph in Potiphar's house, a slave with divine favor, Genesis 39, 1-6. Joseph was taken to Egypt and sold to Potiphar, a high-ranking officer in Pharaoh's court. Though he was a slave, God's favor was upon him. Everything Joseph touched prospered, and soon he became the overseer of Potiphar's entire household. But just when things seemed to be getting better, trouble came knocking. 4. Who falsely accused and imprisoned him, Genesis 39, 7-20. Potiphar's wife desired Joseph and tried to seduce him. But Joseph, being a man of integrity, refused. He declared, "How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" Genesis 39, 9. Angered by his rejection, she falsely accused him of assault. Potiphar, furious, had Joseph thrown into prison, though he had done nothing wrong. Once again, Joseph found himself in a pit, betrayed, abandoned and forgotten, but God was still with him. 5. Joseph the dream interpreter, a gift that opened doors, Genesis 40, 41. Even in prison, Joseph's gift of dream interpretation set him apart. He correctly interpreted the dreams of Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker. 2 years later, when Pharaoh had a troubling dream that no one could explain, the cupbearer remembered Joseph. He was brought before Pharaoh, where he interpreted the dream as a prophecy of 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine, Genesis 41, 25-32. Pharaoh was amazed, saying, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" Genesis 41:38. At that moment, Joseph's life changed forever. How did he become the prime minister? Genesis 41, 39-46. Pharaoh appointed Joseph as the prime minister of Egypt. Second only to himself, he gave him royal robes, a signet ring, and authority over the entire land. Joseph's wisdom and God-given strategy saved Egypt from famine. He stored grain during the years of abundance, ensuring there was enough food for the years of drought. Meanwhile, back in Canaan, Joseph's brothers were starving. 7. How did he meet with his brothers again? Genesis 42:45. Desperate for food, Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt, unknowingly coming face to face with the brother they had betrayed years ago. Joseph recognized them, but they did not recognize him. Instead of seeking revenge, Joseph tested their hearts, ensuring they had changed. When they proved their repentance, Joseph revealed his true identity in an emotional moment, saying, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" Genesis 45:3. His brothers were terrified, expecting punishment. But Joseph chose to forgive them. He declared, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis 50:20. Joseph brought his entire family to Egypt, reuniting with his father Jacob before he passed away. Joseph's story teaches us that God's plan always prevails, even when life seems unfair. God is working behind the scenes. Forgiveness brings freedom. Joseph could have sought revenge, but instead he forgave and restored his family. Dreams take time. Joseph's journey from a young dreamer to Egypt's ruler took years of trials. But God's timing is always perfect. Joseph's life mirrors many struggles we face today. Betrayal, many have been hurt by friends and family. But like Joseph, we must choose forgiveness over revenge. Delays and waiting. We may not understand why we go through hardship, but God is shaping us for something greater. Divine favor, even in a foreign land. God's favor made Joseph rise to the top. God can do the same for you. Joseph's story is a testimony that your trials are not the end of your story. God is preparing you for something greater. Comment God's favor is upon me if you believe God is working in your life. Subscribe to Bible Breakdown for more powerful Bible stories that will change your life.